Beautiful. Um, right, welcome everyone. Welcome to this beautiful workshop activating into your unique energy blueprint. And it's actually the Virgo full moon today. And I am a Virgo, and so I was really inspired to gift a workshop on my full moon for anyone who was drawn, who wanted to take a part of it, who wanted an extra injection of support, because my golly gosh, is March an amazing month. It is pretty powerful in the scheme of things. And there is a lot going on, which I'm going to get into. But for those of you who are new to my work and who don't know me, I'm Joanna. I am a visionary transformation specialist. I wrote a book called The Inside Hustle, and I really work on guiding people back into connection with their true divine nature, really getting in contact and connection with that beautiful divine human aspect that we truly are underneath some of the conditioning, programming, all of the things that come along with this human experience, which we are born into and take on a lot of the time. And so, through all of my work, it is really guided from an expanded part of my field. So, with this workshop, for example, I kind of got the line activating into your unique energy blueprint. And then, sort of, a few bits and pieces kind of come in since then, and then when I was really tuning in to sort of work out what was coming forth for this, what do you know, 4 different activations, which is quite a lot for one session. So I'm going to try and break it up and put some chat in between all of them. But buckle up, it's going to be great. And I just bring through whatever wants to come in the moment. And so it's definitely not exactly what I had anticipated or imagined that this workshop was going to be, although it's excellent. It's going to be amazing. So I'm really, really, really excited to start working with this. Now, all my activations and my energy work is based in heart technology. And heart technology is something that was given to me by some giant light beings who appeared before me in a dream one day. And they told me about the heart technology and that it was the most relevant, effective tool on the planet. I was looking up with these beings and I was saying, what about this ancient meditation technique? What about this healing modality? And they kept saying, no, heart technology is all you need. So then I, woke up, had no idea what they were talking about. No idea what heart technology meant. Even Googled it. And what did Google come up with? Whole bunch of cardiac equipment. Nothing to do with energy work. It was all medical, quite the opposite and quite funny. But I was propelled on this journey of learning really about the power of our heart in a multidimensional sense. And it is an incredible technology that we all have within us that we can use for our own transformation, transfiguration, and actually just activating into the truth of who we are and really taking ownership of this mastery that we have all come to the planet with, okay? We are all here to really bring a strong, grounded, purposeful energy that is our unique energy signature or blueprint and is absolutely unique to each and every one of us. We are all a beautiful piece of the divine puzzle, the whole. And it is absolutely purposeful for us to be here at this time with everything going on the planet. And, there's various different, I guess, understanding or theories or all of those things about what is happening. And obviously, on the surface, a lot of it looks a little interesting. And, I think at this point, it's really good to just stay so connected into yourself and really not get swept away by a lot of the different narratives playing out on the planet, all the different energies working themselves through, and really spending more time being focused into ourselves and really activating our own unique energy signature so we can really show up in the power of who we truly are. So tonight we are going to be getting into 4 different activations to help us do this. And with this work, it's kind of like a guided meditation, although it's kind of like a souped up version, so to speak. So it's using sound and light and sacred geometry, and we will be diving into the space of different bits and pieces that have been brought through in a particular order and way for us to recalibrate ourselves. And so we'll have a little bit of space between each one, so that we're not completely blown out to the cosmos completely. And, you know, as we go through this, if you get lost in any of them, don't worry, it's absolutely no problem at all. And just stay present with yourself, really. All you need to do is keep that focus inward and stay out of distraction. And that's going to allow you to just open and receive. And also, if you were taken on a different direction by your intuition and different visuals or reference points come in, or you end up going down a different pathway, please follow that. Always follow your own intuition. And this is a baseline energy that I'm bringing in with everything that I'm working with. And there's been loads of different energetics flooding in over the last few days, really strong and powerful. And so I'm bringing with these energies, these frequencies that want to connect with you. That's why you're here. That's why you're in this workshop. And that's why I have been guided to gift it forth as well. Such an incredibly powerful, exciting and pertinent time on the planet. And there's just so much to be amazed by and step into. So when we do the activations, if you happen to get a little nauseous or dizzy, just take a few deep breaths, maybe have some water or a little snack if you need to run off and grab one, and it should pass. Anything more than that, please give me a shout and let me know. And there'll be time for like official kind of question time towards the end, I'm hoping, if we get through everything, but we'll definitely keep a little bit of time at the end for that. But you can also stick them in the chat box as we go. And there may be many terms or phrases that I'm using in this session that could be unfamiliar. Don't get tangled up in it. You know, we're really moving out of the mind space and having to know. Just feel into the energetics of really what's being presented here, because it's not necessarily about those words or the specific meaning or even how I'm setting it up sometimes. It's actually just, you know, being here for exactly what is wanting to come through my voice in these frequencies and activations. So I'm really, really excited to have you all here and all of you on the replay also. So I'm going to officially open the space now before we get stuck in. So I invite you now just to close down your eyes for a moment and take a nice deep breath in through the nose and breathe out slowly, twice or 3 times as slow as you usually would. Taking another deep breath in. And again, just breathing out slowly, starting to bring that nervous system into a state of calm, bringing ourselves into connection with our inner temple. And on your next breath, bring one hand to the center of your chest, connecting into your divine heart technology. As you're breathing in to that space, breathing into your heart, allowing your energy to expand this area as we really focus our attention in to activate this space. Breathing in again, breathing into that heart space, starting to feel more connected already, just with a few simple breaths, breathing out slowly. As we invite that expanded part of our being that is aligned with our true self forward. I like to refer to it as our multidimensional mastery. But we're inviting this aspect of us forth, and we're also wanting to also invite our personality construct or our ego self and our mind to just kind of take a little bit of a back seat in our consciousness and experience in this session. Allowing this true part of ourself to lead through this series of activations in this session. And in that moment, allowing us as we move through this, for each of our personal journeys, to see what we need to see, to hear what we need to hear, to feel what we need to feel, and know what we need to know on this journey of transformation, on this energetic experience that we are stepping into tonight. And we invite in the divine intelligence itself, source, creator, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, the purest frequency of love, that divine intelligence that works through this entire construction of this reality. So we invite and invoke this pure frequency to interact with us, to recalibrate us, to reorganize us, reconnect us as we awaken and activate into our unique energy blueprint, our unique signature of light, with the intention of this being able to inform our human experience, to be more at the forefront of our conscious journey through life, so that we are all able to capitalize on the power of our true nature each and every day. So just take a nice, big, final deep breath in, allowing all of the energies to move in and start connecting with us, that pure divine frequency of source, pure light coming in, opening us further. When you're ready, opening your eyes. So, this is a powerful time. This month of March has been known as the most powerful month of the year, the most important actually, like a real pivotal month in this experience that we're going through at the moment, which on a big global level is a huge amount of transformation and change. And this is happening in our own life, in the micro, and out there in the macro, in different ways, but equally as powerful. And things are really falling, deconstructing, dissolving, so that they can be recreated into the new. So parts of us are also having and going through that process. We are really in this most pertinent frequency of change, and it's just getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And right now in this month of March, and today in fact, on this full moon in Virgo, we have Saturn moving into Pisces for the next 2.5 years, replacing Aquarius. And we've got Pluto replacing in Aquarius on the 23rd of March, right? So big planets that are having a big shift right now. And those are big planets in our Milky Way. They're the heavy hitters, right? They're changing signs, and that's going to begin to change our reality even more. So it's really interesting because this is really a powerful time that we also have the equinox, right, on the 21st here in New Zealand. It is, I'm not sure what date in other regions, it's usually the day before. And, you know, the equinox is also always incredibly powerful. And this one particularly, because of these shifts in the planets, is looking to be pretty out there, a pretty good one. So, you know, what is going on is that we are really going through a process of evolving out of our self-created limitations, the current reality that we're inhabiting, and using our powers into a purpose to actually start to bring ourselves into more alignment with the true self of who we truly are. And there's various things that are being brought into our reality to help us do that. So if there is a messy, chaotic part of your reality or within yourself that you are confronted with at this time, it's very purposeful, because that is what is wanting to have a different relationship within your current existence. So, it's a really good time to practice huge amounts of self-love, to be really compassionate with what we're all going through in different ways, yet we're all going through this incredibly powerful transmutation, transformation, and transfiguration, essentially, into this space of more of the divine human, inhabiting this incredibly true, powerful state that we are. And I want to read something from The Inside Hustle, the last chapter of my book, just to kind of also set the kind of stage as to, what we can work with here. So this last chapter is called Opening the Door to a New Humanity. And this starts off with, manifestation is a bunch of us. The guru is dead. Your ego is your amigo. Our mind is a divine instrument, and we are all masters. What if all we knew about consciousness was wrong? What if the earth wasn't a school, there were no lessons to learn, and we were perfect just as we are? What if believing in a higher power outside of yourself actually disempowered your own energy field? And everything you had ever been taught was just keeping you from the power of your divinity? What if changing your perception could change the world? What if? What if? What if? So I wanted to just set the stage of that, because all of my work that has been brought through in this book and everything I do is really about reconnecting us with this mastery. It's about reclaiming this part of ourself, because I tell you what, the biggest thing I learned on my personal journey of evolution, which is detailed in my book and I talk about a lot in all of my work, is that we are really contributing to what we are experiencing in our reality with everything that we are. With our thoughts, our feelings, emotions, everything is dialing into the frequency and energetics that we are transmitting, which is bringing all of our experiences in our reality to help us shift out of that and back into alignment with our true self. And the key is in all of this is, the ego isn't bad. It is your amigo. We've got this beautiful divine technology here that is actually in perfect working order. This whole idea of being broken and needing to be fixed and needing to be in a constant healing journey is really had its day, and we're moving out of this understanding, because part of this understanding and buying into that ideology and philosophy about our life is actually was keeping us out of being in connection with that mastery, right? Being in alignment with that divine blueprint and really feeling it opening and activating within us. So, it's interesting because we all go through exactly what we need, and energy doesn't lie. Our reality is literally a live feed of energy that is responding to us in every moment. And so we can use it as a beautiful tool of reflection to guide us on our way. It's not just happening. Everything is in relationship with you. Nothing is outside of you. And the outer is a direct reflection of the inner. There is always something in it for us. So when we can start to shift our perception out of everywhere we have been, then we start to activate into this blueprint, this innate, amazing, unique energy signature that we all hold. But there's many things that go into deprogramming ourselves out of everything that's been keeping ourselves away from that, i.e. us. Because it's just part of how we were born into this planet. All that programming we took on in our first 7 years that literally solidifies into our being, and we play it over and over and over until we get to such time as we're like, hold on a minute, I can see what's going on here. And we start to deconstruct that. We start to do a little bit of inner work, recalibrate all the energies so that we aren't experiencing the same loops, that we're not coming up and presenting ourselves in the same reactionary way, that we aren't allowing our shadow side to lead all the time and create havoc and chaos in our reality. And it's an interesting journey because it's about our consciousness expanding and awakening into a new way of being in our life with us in this reality which equals creating a new one. So what do they say the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result, right? So this is really such a powerful time for us to be opening up and activating into this blueprint, because we all have it and it is so powerful. And we're all just in different stages of this remembrance, because it's really a remembrance that we're going through. We're remembering part of this when we get outside the programming of not only what we've gone through in 7 years in our sort of familial environment, but also everything that society has been feeding us. The global view, our work life history, our relationships, all of it has been feeding into what we are right now. And so if you aren't experiencing a lot of your divine blueprint right now, it's about coming into awareness, which is what I'm going to be talking about in various different ways in this session, so that we are able to really start to shift that. And it only takes one little aha moment, actually, and you can shift an energy and you can shift your entire reality. So it's really, really powerful to start being open. Just being open to viewing everything as slightly different than you might have before. And knowing that when we can start to, rebalance ourselves or recalibrate our energy and know how we are disempowering ourselves with all these tiny little nuanced things that are going on, then we start to actually really feel the effects of that activating of our blueprint. So it does require us to sort of let go of everything that's gone before. Actually letting go of anything of any prescribed meaning. I mean, this whole reality is constructed on what has been. And all of it is existing structures of knowledge, understanding, of science, of, history. All of this is really not the full picture. And we're starting to see that in science especially, right? So the evolving out of these Darwinian concepts and the Newtonian physics moving into quantum physics opened up a whole new thing that they don't really understand. Like, they don't have all the answers, right? But there used to be this sort of mentality and belief system that science has all the answers. Well, they don't. Science doesn't. And it's also built on an understanding within a box-like structure as well, right? And it's just funny because now it's starting to behave out of that box-like structure and they don't know what to do with it. But I want us to loosen our grip on all of this stuff that is essentially a prior edict of any kind of description that exists, because that's what's informing us. That's what's informing and actually a distraction out of the information that can really come from the true self within us. So, are you able to allow yourself to disconnect from all of this kind of level of information to access what is beyond it? Because it starts to take us moving in that direction, loosening our grip on all of this stuff that makes this reality make sense in a way, or makes us feel safe. We're being called to back up the truck out of that. Because that is actually not allowing our unique blueprint to flourish. It's been shut down in so many ways by all of these constructs that we've been born into on this planet, no fault of our own, by the way. But it is limiting in so many ways. So it's the minutiae of this reality that we realize is informing our limitation, where in our true self, this divine blueprint that we're carrying is way more expansive than that. And what happens is when we start to shift out of this outside having the answers, or the framework that we operate out, or these structures that we accept that inform our understanding of something else, when we actually start to pull out of that and we start connecting into our innate knowing and aligning with that, what happens is we become known. We become realized in a more expanded and profound way of ourself. So we can activate our blueprint by operating outside of all this imposed limitation, this imposed structure that we have been born into when we do this. And there's many facets to this. Linear time is one of them. And seeing everything from the mind or needing to understand is also another one of them. And, it's really interesting because we each came here. This template has the exact and very specific coding, template, skills, abilities, everything that we need to show up in that uniqueness. But how do we expect this uniqueness to come to its full fruition, its full blossoming, if we're operating out of the rules of everything else that's gone before? I can feel really big energies coming in when I'm talking about this, right? I'm almost being like, whew, okay. It's a really sort of simple yet not simple thing, because we're pulling ourselves out of all of this, right? Stuff that's been operating on the planet for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, And we're also operating in these giant cycles of time that's contributing to our amnesia, contributing to our contracted state. And we're moving out of that now, and there is an acceleration of the deconstruction. But I tell you what, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier if you start to be proactive and do it for yourself. So when we go through this, we are really coming more into presence with ourself. We're coming into everything that is available to us in the now moment a lot more. We're coming back into a more loving space within ourselves, because all of these things, they basically start to activate us. Like when you're in a really self-loving space, you activate the frequency that opens up your intuition. And your soul purpose becomes louder when you do this. And when we are, unraveling from all of this, the greatest wisdom that we can ever go to is what we are holding within. But it's not necessarily going to come and beat you over the head. We have to get present enough with ourselves and connected enough with ourselves and allow it the space by not being indoctrinated by everything outside of us to breathe, to flower, to flourish. And believe it or not, we are what we've been waiting for. We are the technology we've been waiting for. We're the answer we've been waiting for. And we are the only ones that are actually in the way of that too. And queen of getting in my own way over here. Got quite a few t-shirts in the closet with that one. Like, still go through moments of being in my own way a lot of the time. Whether it's belief systems, whether it's my old emotional patterns, whether it's like my self-imposed limitations. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the energy's been really supporting us to review all of these over the last little while. Started at the end of last year and is moving into this part now. And it's been really interesting to notice what's coming into the field, because we are always going to be self-regulating, and we are living in divine intelligence that is self-regulating. This whole entire reality is self-regulating actually to come into balance with the divine intelligence. It is always going to. That is what nature does. It's what the cosmos does. You know, as above, so below. It's what our body does. So a lot of the time we're inhibiting that happening, the natural, you know, harmonizing of things, because we think we know better. We think our mind's got better ideas, and we think our personality's got a great plan. And this is about a liberating and letting go. It's about, you know, having the ability to surrender and be open to be a tool of that divine intelligence, that universal energy wants to flow through us, is so connected to the divine self that we don't have to do anything. But we get in the way, and we impede the true flow of that energy. You know what it's like when sometimes you're just in flow. Synchronicities show up. There's beautiful energy happening. I'm in one of those right now. I'm having a blast. It's amazing. Not always like that. I'm on the up. I'm riding the expansion. But it's funny because at the end of the year, I was going through that contraction. I was faced with parts of myself that I needed to let go of. And I had to honor that, be with that, process it in the moment to create space for what was coming. And I started, you know, upping my own work as well, you know. I always do my own work, but I just upped it even more, starting a 15-minute daily practice that's been pretty game-changing at this point. And I'm actually going to put it out there for anyone else who wants to give it a go, because it's been so profoundly shifting and changing for me. And I'm riding that expansion. But we are in this contraction expansion. And, you know, what I've noticed throughout doing all this work and on this journey is my ups and downs are so much closer together now, you know, in the way that they're not so dramatic. So they're much easier to navigate. And they come through and go, and they're not held onto for a hell of a long time. And you get these profound moments of way more expansion than the contraction actually. There's still both, because I don't know if we can ever really not move forward without doing that, right? Because that creates momentum, it creates the movement. So we're going to, for the first activation that we're going to go into tonight, we're going to drop into something right now. And this is really about helping us to let go of all this old stuff. We are going to be dropping in to work with the great cosmic sun. We're going to be standing in some of that energy. And we're going to be allowing that energy to burn away some of the old stuff that we have been maybe caught up in right now, or have been in the past, just to really free ourselves up from it. And as we move forward into these series of the other 3 activations that have come forth for tonight. So, let me pop on a little bit of music for the first one. Okay. Get comfy, and I invite you to close down your eyes. Bring that hand back to the center of your chest, connecting into your heart space. Taking a nice big deep breath in for me. And then just breathing out, letting anything go, any resistance from anything that might have cropped up already. Taking a breath in. And again, just allowing yourself another breath to let go. And on your next breath, breathing into that heart space. And just thinking about something that makes you smile. A little animal or pet. A little baby animal is always good. They're so cute either way. Something that brings joy and appreciation that you can connect into and visualize to start creating, fostering these feelings within you to bring in a new level of coherence within your being. So just thinking about that little fluffy baby animal, so cute, or that unconditionally loving pet you may have, or whatever it is that makes you smile. Maybe it was something from your day. But you'll know when you got it when you can actually physically smile while you're tapping into this. So taking another breath and just feeling the joy and appreciation that you can when you connect into that. Allowing it to bring a different emotional state into your being. Smiling always automatically starts to uplift, bring us into a more joyous space. And so on your next breath, breathing in, tuning into that feeling, and on the out breath, we're going to breathe that activated heart energy all the way down your central channel, from your heart all the way down through those lower chakras, into your hips, into your legs, all the way down through your feet, and sending it deep down into the earth. Deeper and deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper, all the way down until you reach the center of the earth, which is a giant molten crystalline core, the heart of the planet. And as we do this, plugging into it, connecting with Gaia Sophia, the spirit of this planet, the energy being that she is. And I want you to now just invite some of this beautiful crystalline frequency from the heart of the planet all the way back up with you the way you came. Moving through all those layers of mud and silt and clay and volcanic rock, all the way back up higher and higher and higher and higher, higher. Then right up, back into your feet, up into your legs, into your hips and root, into your sacral, into your solar plexus, and then back into your heart. So just feeling the energy starting to flow through you, we're going to continue this. Up from your heart to your high heart, just to your clavicle, into your throat, into the causal chakra, which is right at the back of your head and the top of your neck there, a little spot where we get our downloads, up into the third eye, out your crown, and then all the way up through the upper chakras. We're sending the energy firing all the way up, right out to connect through our sun, moving through to a second sun beyond that, an etheric sun, moving through to the central sun, which is Alcyone in the Pleiades, right through to the energy of the great central sun, the cosmic sun of our universe. So this is the heart of the cosmos right here. And just connect out into this beautiful, expansive space. Feels different, doesn't it, from the center of the earth? And so just in this moment, sourcing this energy, this different energy to flow through from the heart of the cosmos, back the way we came, through that great central sun energy, to the central sun, to the second sun and our sun. We do this for alignment. These hyperdimensional doorways carry frequencies and energetic pathways for us to access light. So moving through the atmosphere, back down through your upper chakras into your crown, third eye, causal at the back of the head there, throat, high heart, and heart. So you're now opening yourself as a conduit of light, feeling the energy flushing from the heart of the cosmos all the way down through you into the earth. And then from the earth all the way back up through you, back up to the cosmos. Allowing that light to flush through you up and down, up and down. As you open all your channels, and from this space, bringing your attention back to your heart, activated heart technology in operation, we're going to invite our multi-dimensional mastery forth to guide our way so that we can create the most profound shifts in our field on the highest levels of our being. This is expertise that we carry within our own energetic blueprint. So we're inviting that part of us to step forth now. And specific expertise we all carry. So we're going to invite our ancestral healing expertise and our elemental expertise. We're also going to invite our realized divine human consciousness expertise as our future self, and that divine intelligence of source energy also. You may feel your energy field shift and change here. I feel it bolster a little bit. Gets bigger and wider, but more sort of stocky almost and solid. But whatever you feel is perfect for you. And as we move back to that heart space, the center of our chest, the 0 point energy, that still point within, we're going to use this portal of the heart now to access the energy of the great cosmic sun. So take your energy and consciousness through that chest into the infinite abyss, connecting now through the heart into the infinite space, the no-time space, the multi-dimensional space, going through a beautiful portal of energy to connect into that great cosmic sun. And we now start to invite that energy in, feeling into this white, blazing light and energy of the great cosmic sun that we can connect to through the portal of our heart. So I want you to now bring that incredibly powerful, blazing white light, the energy of the great cosmic sun, bring it out, expand it out from the portal of your heart, right around your physical body now, and then expanding that blazing white light all the way out even further, about 5 or 6 meters wide around you in all directions. Yes. So that you are now encased in the blazing fires of the great cosmic sun. And this great cosmic sun energy, the central point in our galaxy, also known as the galactic center, channels through all of the different suns to reach the planet, that energy. And this center and core of white fire is where all spiritual material universes emanate from. This powerful light of all creation is all powerful, hyper intelligent, all knowing, and is also you. So feel yourself connecting to this energy now, being engulfed by these white, pure, divine frequencies of light. And I want you to just stand in the fire of this great cosmic sun as we intend to allow this energy to burn anything away that is not in alignment with our divine blueprint. It's not in alignment with our true self. So imagine, feel, see, or hear yourself sitting in these great fires of creation and feeling the energy moving through you now. And we're now going to specifically tune into the mental body and intending for this cosmic fire to burn away all habitual mental patterns, all belief systems that may be in some form of limitation, or that which is aligned with the current constructs of this reality, or anything to do with old versions of you. So breathe in as you allow this light to burn away through all the mental patterning, allow it to burn straight through any old ideas, any old ideologies that we may have unconsciously attached to that are now outdated and we can move on from. Allow it to burn through all of the old energy related to your mental body now. And now let's bring our consciousness into connect with any relationship challenges, friction in relationships, relationships that may have gone sour at any stage of your life. Any energy that is connected to any harboring of discordant energy around relationships. Allow the sacred fires of the cosmic sun, of all creation, to purify and dissolve them for you now. Now connecting into the personality structure. Your beautiful personality and ego self. And any illusory ways of being that we may have been habitually acting out of, or we may have become attached to throughout this lifetime, that has been shaped by our environment and experiences. Surrender this part of you into the blazing white fires now. Continuing to breathe slowly in and out, allowing it to burn away all attachments, any attachment to anything, anyone. And now focusing into whatever old energies aren't needed in this stage of your life and journey. All genetic and ancestral patterns that were handed down, all old paradigm energetics connected to the old earth grid or the collective consciousness on the planet. Invite this to be burned in the sacred fires of the cosmic sun through you now. Just inviting these cosmic flames to burn through everything that is inorganic to your true divine template now. Allowing that sacred fire to burn in and around you in all aspects of your being. Allowing it right into the physical vessel where any of this, it may be trapped in stagnant energy and not able to easily and freely get out. Invite this cosmic fire of all creation to allow you to start a clean slate. So stand as you bathe in the fires of the cosmic sun. Liberate yourself from the old. Offer anything else that you are ready to let go of now. As we start to come into completion, allowing a minute just to, in silence, just to burn through anything else. Breathing nice and slow and deep. and coming into gratitude, thanking these energies as you allow that beautiful cosmic fire from the cosmic sun to slowly disperse from your field now. Taking a nice big breath in, allowing the light of source into all the areas we've created space and let go. When you invite in now the emerald healing frequency of light to move in through and around you, moving into all the spaces, nourishing yourself with this light. Seeing also the beautiful magenta energy coming in, loving frequencies to support you, feeding and nourishing not only our body, but all layers of our being. The emotional, the mental, spiritual, and etheric layers too. And as you take a final breath here, starting to wiggle fingers and toes, feeling yourself back in your body if you've been anywhere else. And then when you're ready, opening your eyes, coming back in, taking a sip of water should you need it. Whew, lot of energy shifting and moving in the field, you guys. Whew. So while we're all just moving through that one, the next activation that came through is about us synchronizing incarnations to allow the activation of this blueprint. So, you know, if you think about this idea of linear time as an illusion, you know, all time and timelines, there's so many different potentials and possibilities in the quantum field, right? Quantum physics tells us this. There is infinite potentials and possibilities. And we're existing within our life in this hologram simultaneously with all of it. And where we are focused into with our consciousness, into one pathway, one timeline, is literally where we experience whatever scenarios and occurrences that are aligned with that. And sometimes if we are ever feeling into this idea of being stuck, it's because we're sort of continuing to really tightly move in a linear fashion along the same timeline when the energy is just really outdated and old and we need to be shifting and expanding. And so, you know, the idea of also if we're feeling stuck in any way is because we believe and we're buying into the idea of being stuck. We actually can't be stuck. We are energy in motion. It is absolutely impossible for us actually on an energetic level to be stuck because we're constantly moving. So it's our interpretation and perception in this reality that calls for us to feel that stuckness, or we convince ourselves that we are stuck, but we're actually not. But this linear thinking, you know, when we're really buying into this time of linear time, you know, that's when we have our consciousness kind of being hypnotized into one way of perceiving, right? So we're not really allowing, because time is an illusion, linear time. So we're hypnotizing ourselves into another illusion with that. And when we can break out of the limitation of linear time and linear thinking that goes along with it, we start to become aware of alternate realities, different aspects and different dimensions, and we start to begin to activate them within ourselves through our own unique structure and blueprint, right? So when we're in this kind of illusion of perception and trying to make sense, like we've been taught everything to make sense in the world, that is actually, coming from a place of obviously the illusory kind of construct. And so therefore, when we start to break down that illusion and accept things outside of that, we're bringing in more clarity, more light, and we're moving into more recognition of the light that we are through that in that way. It has an incredibly powerful activating ability on our blueprint. So we're seeing currently in our world, and maybe in our personal reality too, the collapse of lots of different forms of illusion, whether it's time or whether it's the actual structure of your reality, like what's happened over the last few years with COVID and people's entire existence and their 9 to 5 being completely thrown out the window and becoming something else. That's the breaking down of these structures, the illusions of these sort of material physical trappings that we have been born into. And this includes, social, economic, political, religious systems. All of the systems on the planetary realm right now are moving into change. Even the weather is changing and collapsing. Our, personal, I've had a complete rebirth out of lots of times, and this does happen, cyclically on the planet. But as we start to break the old down, we allow that newness to be birthed forth, because often we just can't see it because we're in it, right? We're so ingrained into our current accepted construct of reality that we're just not letting it in. So part of this activating into our blueprint is starting to work with an expanded view of time, with an expanded view of a multidimensional reality, knowing that we can access all things in all time, all realities beyond this linear structure through our present moment when we are connected to our heart. When we're really inhabiting that space in the heart, we are at the 0 point. That's how we know we are in the present moment. When you're in the mind, you're not going to be in the present moment. We're always here, there, and everywhere. So that's one way to really drop into this space and start to disconstruct, spend more time here. It is incredibly powerful. Stuff starts to open up, activate, come into alignment at a rate of knots that you would be shocked with. But it does take a little bit of consistent practice, right? So, we're never really trapped in one timeline, or we're never really like what we're dealing with now in the moment. It's not set in stone. It can all change, right? And you don't necessarily have to try and, make peace with the past to change the future or any of that either. Everything is already available to us in the present moment to completely be embodying that which we are moving into rather than what's gone before. The only thing that keeps us there is this mind. So this present moment, being holographic, being all things all the time, is where we are able to really step out of our attachment and entrenchment into linear time and activate more of this template. So literally merging timelines can create a shift because we're so focused into this one that we don't really contemplate or think about what the version of us is doing in any other multidimensional reality, dimension, time and space, do we? But where do you go every night when you're like knocked out? Where are you? You are not here. You're somewhere else doing a whole bunch of stuff. So part of us coming into our power, reclaiming that mastery back, is being able to start stepping into the space where we can quantum shift our reality in different ways, merging timelines, spending more time in the heart. This you can use for time travel, all sorts of stuff, right? It's a portal to other dimensions. So we are able to really do this when we're inhabiting this space and letting go of that linear perception of time, our space in it, and all of it. And this cosmic heart is where everything is going to happen out of the present moment, because you can't open up these multidimensional doorways. You can't open up this other stuff, which is part of the reflection of us activating our blueprint, if we are not in that heart space. It's just not going to happen. Like, no wonder those beings were telling me how important it is. It is so, so, so crucially important. So this second activation that we're going to move into, is everyone feeling okay? I'm hoping everyone's good. Please shout if there's any problem ever. But we're going to now move forward into the second activation, right? Because this is all about activating into, like, no wonder 4 activations came through. I just really didn't think it was going to be this many. But this is about synchronizing our incarnations into the now. Thanks, Tara. That's great for letting me know that you're feeling good. Great. So we're going to now, work with the second one. So I'm excited to get into this. Again, beautiful energies coming in to work with the frequency of the group. So I'm just going to we're just going to go into it again. I'm going to put on some more music and we'll just see where we go with this. Okay. All right, guys, let's drop back into that heart space. And closing down your eyes, taking a nice deep breath, hand in that center of the chest really helps me to consciously connect into that heart if I've got my hand there. And the energy from our hands is where we give and receive, so it's really powerful to do that. So dropping back in, let's take a breath and just remind ourselves of that connection that we set up. We're connected and plugged into that center of the earth. We're connected through the heart of the cosmos. And right now, we're going to call all of our energy back from all incarnations throughout all time space. And as we call for the return of all of our energy, so we are dealing with the fullness of our energy signature, let's invite that multidimensional mastery forth again to guide our way and create profound shifts in our field in any way that is perfect for each and every one of us. So we want to command expertise that is proficient at these energetics, specializing for us now. We're going to work with our galactic expertise and the frequencies we carry in that regard from all of our galactic incarnations. We're going to work with our multi-incarnational expertise. Multi-incarnational in reference to this planet specifically. We're also going to bring in that realized divine human consciousness as the future self. And of course, the divine intelligence of source energy. So inviting this energy, feel the subtle shifts and changes in your field. This is about mastery, is commanding our field in every moment, utilizing the energetics that we have. We are all capable, we are all powerful. And we have this one physical vessel right now that is vibrating in multiple realities, connected to everything and everyone. And on a multidimensional level, we're connected from this body, physicality, in this reality, and out into the beyond. The illusion of this physical vessel and everything we understand ourselves to be is not who we are. We are energy, we are frequency, we are vibration. We are pure energy. And let's take ourselves to expand beyond the understanding of ourself into something that cannot be understood nor limited by our mind, by the constructs and understanding of the society as we know it, or whatever is currently the known rules, let's say, of this, or existing rules and reference points of this experience, this reality, this planetary shift. So let's feel into the center of our heart now. Really drop and go into that infinite space within that is access to this expanded version of you. Limitless, multidimensional, extrasensory. We're going in here to connect with the true consciousness that we inhabit across many incarnations, times and spaces. The consciousness of our true self that has perspective and vision beyond what we are focused into in this human experience. So as we connect into all of this consciousness that is gained from all these different incarnations, times and spaces, we're connecting to it through our heart in the quantum field now. And as you are in this infinite space of the heart, perceiving into all of these potentials of your incarnations, times and spaces, I want you to just imagine them all lighting up as a unique sacred geometry. So this could be any shape and something will just come to you. It doesn't have to be a formalized sacred geometry kind of thing that you know is there. It could be anything, and it could be a construction of different ones. It could be something completely new. It doesn't matter what it is, and even it might just appear as light, but the idea is from this infinite space you are accessing through your heart. I want you to imagine all of your incarnations that you are connected to, that you, any parallel lives, all of that really fascinating stuff that goes beyond our current understanding. Allow them all to light up from this infinite space in the portal of your heart, these bulbs of light beaming, lighting up throughout the multiverse, but they're all connected to this incarnation now. And it may be in an unconscious way or a subconscious way, or maybe something that you may be aware of. You may have had flashes of it, odd memories or dreams or whatever. But you are a profound being who has traversed many realities, planets, time and space to be here at this moment in the mastery that you are, with all of your wisdom and knowing. So let's connect now through our cosmic heart. I want you to imagine a thread of plasmic light that is connected from the consciousness of your true self and the sacred portal of your heart, going and weaving its way through all of these incarnations, the sacred geometries that lit up as these incarnations, not in a linear way, but almost maybe in like a spider web or some other kind of way that may come to you specifically. It could be incredibly erratic. So just allow them all to light up, be threaded with this plasmic light more consciously with you. So as you feel into this cosmic web of energy, you are creating. Really feel into the capacity of yourself and all of this incredible expertise and wisdom, expanded consciousness that you hold, that is in fact a part of your divine blueprint that crosses galaxies, planets, dimensions, time, space, all of it in the beyond. And I want you to just start to feel that web of plasmic light pulsating and vibrating with all of these different sacred geometric energy imprints. All of this different incarnational energy that you hold, a lot of it in an unconscious or subconscious way that we don't really access because sometimes it's too much for this structure currently. But we're starting to come online. We're starting to activate into this, to recognize how much more than what we thought we are or thought we were, we are. So feel that web pulsating and vibrating with all of these different incarnational energy imprints of expertise and wisdom and expanded consciousness and skills and gifts and abilities. Just feel that web pulsating with the energy, or see it, or however you interpret energy. Use your imagination. And as you really start to feel and acknowledge that as you, I want you to start to draw this web of cosmic energy closer to that portal, that point in the portal of your heart where you started. Just drawing it in now, bringing it closer and closer, closer and closer still, closer and closer still, until you come right into that access point that you're working through in the portal of your heart through this body vehicle. So bring it right up to that point within you where you connected in. And as you bring the web closer, the energy is starting to amplify. And it's starting to pulsate and vibrate a little faster. The intensity is becoming more noticeable. The color more prominent. Or maybe the lightness. So continue drawing this in. Drawing it in from that cosmic infinite space. And then as you've got it to that place right close to the heart, the portal of your heart, I want you to bring it through into that center of your chest. And I want you to start feeling this multifaceted, multidimensional, multi-incarnational, compacted cosmic energy web that is alive and intelligent and singing the song of your unique blueprint right in at your heart chakra there, vibrating and pulsating with this energy. New information, new access points, new awareness, and then allow it to move up into your high heart, just below your clavicle. Move this pulsating energy web up into that space. Allow it to sit there for a moment before you bring it up into your throat. allowing it to pulsate there for a moment before you take it up to the causal at the back of the head. And then continuing it up a little further into the throat, the causal, up into the third eye, just following that pathway. Third eye, center of the brain, allow that energy up into the crown. And as it gets into the crown, I want you to see it actually spout out of the crown, almost like a waterfall or a toroidal field, flowing all the way down around the outside of your physical vessel, literally pulling this energy web over and around your entire body. Now, take it all the way down through your lower chakras, down through your hips and legs, all the way down to your feet, and anchor it into your Earth Star chakra, which is 30 centimeters below your feet. And take a breath here, and breathe out slowly. So your entire physical vessel of this incarnation is now being infused with all of the energetics and mastery of your other incarnations in a conscious way, activating it for yourself. So intend to allow all of this power, expertise, gifts, abilities, consciousness to activate in your body and field now. Notice if it's bringing up anything in you, but you really want to surrender and step into this energy, allow it to pulsate around you. And as we do this, unleashing and inviting in, allowing it to absorb and merge into us, allow these signals to move into the synapses of the brain and also into all the nadi and meridians throughout your body, directing it into your cellular technology now, into the cellular memory, into the DNA and RNA within the cell, the cellular membrane, into your divine body technology, any part of your body technology that is lying dormant within your structure now. Whew! Big energies moving in, really powerfully activating us on profound levels of our being. So just say, I open. I welcome in these energies. I allow. I activate my true divine template now. And I invite you to now tone a sound of the culmination of these energetics activating within you. Let out whatever sound, tone, whatever's perfect for you. No one's going to hear you, you're all muted. So just allow yourself to let out a tone on the count of 3 now. 1, 2, 3. Take a breath. And just let it go. I want you to just now move your body. Take a twist. If you feel like getting up and moving, do that. Definitely rolling your head around, twisting, arms in the air, having a bit of a stretch. You want us to bed into the cells in the body, which is really acknowledging it in a deeper way, shrugging those shoulders maybe. if you're stamping your feet a little bit, if you're seated, or moving and wriggling those legs. And just allow that activation to just bed in a little deeper. Whew. Okay. How are we going? So, as we are all just taking a breather, having a little bit of water. We've got 2 more to go. We might run a tiny bit over. Sorry, team. There's so much going on. I still haven't said most of the stuff I was going to say, but it was like a whole other thing that came forward for this. I was like, okay. Anyway, it's all perfectly in alignment. So, time really equals vibration, right? And we really equal vibration. And this whole reality is really vibration. None of it's linear. None of it's fixed in what we think it is. And when we start to move into this expanded space, you know, inhabiting the quantum a little bit more, inhabiting that vibrational, energetic understanding of this entire experience, then we actually expand vibrationally. Like our velocity of our vibration actually speeds up a little. And it doesn't tend to, you know, drop out as much when we move that into that, you know, consciously expanded state. And so we want to be in this space where we aren't constraining ourselves, where we're able to just be fluid and allow anything to leave that wants to go, that allow anything to move through us as it comes up. But that's part of our mastery, right? We weren't here to be these disgruntled, terrible humans who have a bad rap for destroying the planet and all of that. That's part of all the story that we're undoing, right? So start reclaiming this new way of being that is more in alignment with your divine template so you can activate it more. So when we're in that 0 point space, that still space of our heart, right? That's where everything kind of collapses in and is created from. And as we inhabit more of a non-linear understanding of ourselves as light, as energy, we're not bound by the same rules. See what I mean? We're actually unleashing ourselves into that expanded space. So the key is to relearn how to function and live and exist in this new way with our bodies, and understanding that as the divine vehicle, this incredibly powerful technology that we have, and revamping and relearning how to live in a different way, noticing what's contributing to what we're experiencing in our reality, and not buying into all of this stuff that we are bombarded by every day that pulls us out of this inhabiting of our true self, inhabiting of our center, inhabiting of our heart space, and the divine template we're carrying as a portal of light that we are. So we're moving into not only an expanded view of ourselves as not just in this reality, but in many realities at once, as not just a physical being, but multidimensional and able to access different multidimensional, but also not just with our 5 normal senses, but expanded into extrasensory states of being and perceiving. But we're also in that awareness becoming one with everything, knowing ourselves as the divine intelligence, because there's a difference between sort of theoretically being like, oh, I know, and actually like knowing it, feeling it, embodying it, interacting with everything as it. But this is what helps us activate into our blueprint, because we're not being bound by the same rules, really. You know, we've broken out of it. So there's ways to start really feeling that state of merging with everything in our innate awareness, in the knowing of our true divine nature, and being more conscious moment by moment of who we really are, and not allowing the physical experience to sort of take that away from us, or dropping out into unconscious like autopilot mode, which we do, or moving into like fear, protection, safety mode, which we also do, right? This is all the stuff that we are giving up. It's all the stuff that's in the way of us being in full activation of our divine blueprint. Big energies coming in, wanting to flow through. That divine intelligence is always going to have a better plan than us, if we would so allow it to move through us, to inform us, to inspire us. We're still using this vehicle. We're still using that personality self. It's all beautiful. It's all part of the package. But we are interacting with it in a different way. The emphasis is different. All heart to heart. This is following the heart, right? And you know, I've done so much research into the heart. There's some incredible actual research from the Institute of Heart Math about the power and capability that they're only just finding out about. But that's a whole other class. But there is my 101. I did do a little mini class on my YouTube channel if anyone's interested in a little bit more about that heart technology and some of that research. There's a little bit of sound bites in that. So, you know, when we start spending more time in this portal of the heart, in this 0 point space, using this technology rather than, you know, the other, then we're really starting to access different parts of our divine human structure that we may not have been necessarily really aware of and or accessing before. And, you know, a real part of this process is noting and being aware of the fact that there's extreme distraction in literally everything in the outer that is essentially just taking you away from any inner activation of what is possible for you. And this can include spiritual and personal development. This can include, like, you know, a lot of it. Some of it isn't constructed in the way that's really bringing us so deeply back to this, that it is helping us do it right. Because all of those are just auxiliary, you know, and they're fun to play around with, but it's not going to give us a shortcut into actually taking the journey here. And it's a rewiring of ourself that we are doing in this process, in the remembering of who we truly are and how this technology really works, right? I think I said in my book, you know, we didn't come in with a user manual, but we came in with a fully working model, like the hot off the line, you know, like one of the hottest lines. We're just not even like optimizing it or using it in a way, because we are so conditioned into these belief systems, to these thought processes, to the mindsets, to the patterns, to buying into the lack and limitation and all of those stories and scenarios and narratives playing out on the planet, you know, even light versus dark, all of the battles, all of it, distraction, total distraction, you know, at the end of the day. So notice in your personal reality, in your world, where is the distraction coming from? Because any of it, even if it seems like good distraction or productive distraction, or, you know, like it can still be distraction if you're not really actually having the experiences within yourself, having the results, having, you know, any actual visceral kind of thing going on, then reconsider, because this is what we want to do. We want to really be activating ourselves into all of this. And we're always going to entrain with the divine intelligence in some way, Our whole reality is directing us back to that. So, it's easy to just surrender into it, harness it as well, capitalize on it. So, interestingly, this next activation is aligning with the cosmic quickening. And there's some sacred geometric shapes that we're going to be working with that have been coming up a lot in my work actually over the last little while. So this one is going to be working with the platonic solids. So I might just share the screen quickly to show you guys a reference point of what that platonic solids are. So we've got the fire, the tetrahedron. We've got the air, the octahedron. So it's like, two. And then we've got the earth, the cube. And then we've got the icosahedron, the water. We've got the dodecahedron, the ether, right? So these are the platonic solids that go into the building blocks of reality itself. If you want to know more about it, give it a good Google. But I didn't really even know about this, to be honest, for quite a while. But it said when they're all put together, they become Metatron's cube, basically. So they all slot into that Metatron's cube, which is quite a powerful sacred geometric thing as well. If you're not aware, you can also just give that a Google. There's all sorts of different bits and pieces around it. But sacred geometry is just technology, and as the building blocks of the universe, we can harness it in a different way. So I often get all sorts of stuff that comes through in my activations, and even stuff that I have to look up, like this, and like hyperdimensional geometry, all sorts of stuff that I'm like, yeah, right, and I Google it, and then it comes up with something, and I laugh. But so just get an eye on what those are. We're going to be bringing them in. If you can't remember them, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can just attend for them to come in when we're bringing them in. But we're going to be working with each of these platonic solids. So I'm going to just stop that share for a moment, and we are going to drop into another activation. Really getting this activation happening, aren't we, team? Okie dokie. All right. Let's get into it. Activation number 3. The last one's a short one, don't you worry. But let's get cracking. Activating into this next part as we align with the cosmic quickening. And I don't even really have a good definition to you of what that means, but I think you sort of get it. I sort of get it. I haven't seen it really talked about many places or elsewhere, but that was apparently what we're working with, so we're doing it. So let's just close down our eyes again, focusing back into the heart space. As you take a breath in, and I want you to imagine your heart actually breathing in and then breathing out. Imagining the breath, the light, the energy moving in through your heart again, moving through the center of your chest, and then expelling through the center of your chest, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out through that heart space, feeling connected and aligned. Breathing in and breathing out as we invite that incredible multidimensional mastery of ours to each step forth, especially our realized divine human consciousness, but also in this case our elemental expertise and our future self and that divine intelligence of source energy itself. So we're going to call in the directions. First, calling in the energy of the east, the air element, and the cosmic frequencies and intelligence associated with this, inviting that octahedron into your being now. Calling in the south, the fire, and the cosmic intelligence and frequency associated with the tetrahedron now. Calling to the west, the water, the cosmic intelligence associated with the incredible water we have on this water planet. Inviting the icosahedron sacred geometric technology into our being now. Calling in the north, the earth, and the cosmic intelligence and frequencies of the cube, inviting that sacred technology into our being now. And in the heart, inviting the cosmic intelligence of the ether, dodecahedron, connected to that infinite intelligence, inviting that forth now. So I want you to just imagine those 5 platonic solids in the center of your chest: the octahedron, the tetrahedron, the icosahedron, the cube, and the dodecahedron. And start to just allow them, as you feel these energies in your field, starting to rotate and orbit around each other as it disperses different frequencies. So we're going to take this down, and it's orbiting around in a anti-clockwise direction. So allow it to orbit and spin and move its way down to your root chakra now. So sitting in your root, the base of the spine, and I want you to allow these platonic solids, 5 pieces of sacred geometric technology, to orbit and spin anti-clockwise in your root now. Allowing that spin to happen. Shoo, 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 shoo. Shoo, 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 shoo. And then moving that up now, all of the orbiting sacred geometric technologies, moving it up into the sacral. Still spinning and rotating in that anti-clockwise direction. I want you to really allow it to just sit in that sacral space, rotating, spinning. And now start directing them up into your solar plexus, just at the top of the rib cage there, allowing them to rotate, orbiting those 5 platonic solids, inhabiting that solar plexus area, sending out frequencies, maybe even absorbing some stuff. Whatever's perfect for you in your individual template right now. Let's bring them up, bringing them into the heart chakra area, allowing them to orbit anti-clockwise direction, spinning around, rotating around each other, moving, shifting, vibrating, and then moving up into the high heart. And allowing them to spin in that high heart area. Same way, anti-clockwise. Then moving them up into the throat now. Allowing them to spin anti-clockwise around that throat area now. And then moving it up to that causal, that one at the back of the head, top of the neck. Allowing it to orbit in that causal space. Clearing the way for downloads of your template. Moving it now up into the third eye. At the forehead and center of the brain. And then moving it up to your crown. And allowing it to orbit around the crown, anti-clockwise. Really allowing that technology to do whatever it needs to do at your crown. And now we're just going to allow all of these platonic solids, all of them, to freely move up and down your chakra column now. Allow them to orbit as they wish, go wherever they need, and actually even move out of the chakra column and into the body now too. Allow those platonic solids to inhabit wherever they want to go within you. And just allow that to continue in the background as you bring your conscious focus back to your heart space. I want you to feel your heartbeat. Tune in for a moment to feel your own heartbeat. And when you've got that, I want you to move your energy and consciousness down into the earth and connect and feel the earth's heartbeat. And you'll notice that the heartbeats are starting to synchronize together. And now move out to that heart of the cosmos. Just move your consciousness out into the heart of the cosmos to feel into the heartbeat there. The heartbeat that is radiating from that heart of the cosmos. And starting to feel all of those heartbeats coming into alignment. Almost like metronomes coming into sync and beating as one. So feeling connected in alignment with the heart of all things. Being aware that we are the earth and the cosmos, stardust and terra combined as one. And as we align into the infinite expansion of ever-evolving universes. We expand out beyond form. So feel your energy starting to expand out now. Expand every chakra. Expand out into your aura. Expand your light out from your aura even further into the entire residence where you are. Expanding your light and energy out into the neighborhood. Allowing it to expand right out into the city in which you live. Into neighboring cities, entire country now. Neighboring countries, expanding that light out, moving it right out into the entire hemisphere where you are situated. Allowing it to expand right round the globe into the opposite hemisphere. So the whole planet is encapsulated in your light, beating with your heart. Keep expanding beyond, right out to the Milky Way galaxy, into, through and around neighboring galaxies, expanding out still, expanding even beyond the heart of the cosmos now. Expanding beyond that white light of the great cosmic sun. Expanding beyond that out into universes within universes. Expanding still beyond that as you merge into space, into everything and nothing, into the oneness of all that is. As you feel yourself as infinite light, expanding with no beginning and no end. And this is the energy that you are. Merging with everything in existence, aligning with the cosmic quickening in this moment. So where does this divine intelligence want to take you? Where does the divine intelligence want to go? How does the divine intelligence want to move you, move through you, create as you? Take a breath and breathe in the energy of the light codex that wishes to connect with you, to answer this energetically in this expanded state. And take a nice big breath in as you bring yourself back into your body. Feel yourself back, feeling your heartbeat, feeling your heartbeat that beats with the heartbeat of the earth, in sync with the heartbeat of the cosmos. Everything beating as one. So feel the merging of this connection as you start to bring yourself back. Taking a nice deep breath. Opening your eyes. So, we are who we have been waiting for. And when we really want to start activating this divine template of ours, stepping into a new state of being, we need to move out of this idea of trying to get somewhere that's already realized. In my book, I talk about how I learned that the energy of searching and constantly being in the state of search was literally just giving me more of searching, because you can't really inhabit an answer or be in that when you're still searching. Those two energetic states can't coexist as it's one or the other. Okay? So we can't be trying to get enlightened and already enlightened. We can't be aiming to get somewhere and already realized. We can't be waiting for a new earth to arrive and in the frequency of this new earth, which wasn't a place anyway, actually. It's a state of being, right? So we can't be searching and embodying the answer. We can't be healing and healed. We can't be broken and whole and fixed at the same time. It's the different states. So step out of all of that, none of this trying to get anywhere. We're already there. And we're using our mastery, as we've been doing in these sessions and these activations, to actively work with our own energetics in the moment, to be in this embodiment, to act as if, to have it as the experience of already being. So part of the shift that we are all going through is realizing and stepping into the state of already being it to bring it in. Because that works with our magnetics, and it allows us to really operate our structure in a way that is energetically aligning it in all ways with our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. It's using the electrical charge of our entire being that we're sending out in that signal, so that the universe is matching that to give us the experience of that, to give us the knowing of it in its full capacity that we are able. And often all of this stuff that we imagine as being, maybe our gifts or our, psychic abilities or our intuition or our, multidimensional whatever, it's probably not how you think it is, because you've been thinking it's something, or we've been prescribed it of what's gone before, right? So step out of that and allow it to present itself to you, make itself known to you. And it's subtle, really subtle. It's not beat you over the head kind of stuff generally. So we've got to deeply listen, that active listening, not just hearing, listening to everything going on in ourselves. Because the access to everything is this relationship with ourself. It is getting into this heart space, connecting with the true divine human that we really are, underneath all of this other stuff that has come into our experience. But at the same time, absolutely perfectly, because for us to really truly awaken into and embody this template and activate this blueprint of what we really are, we have to be able to know it deeply for ourselves, right? So really watch everything that is informing your reality, informing who you are / who you think you are, and see where you can make some shifts Because as we really embody this true mastery, this true divine human that we are, that's us living it, claiming it, owning it, bringing everything into alignment with that state of being is how we create the reality of that. So it's a beautifully powerful, intuitive process of coming into deeper and more intimate relationship with ourselves. And so our last little bit for tonight to activate us into this space, give us an experience of it nice and deeply, is where we are going to step into and siphon from a future version of you that is already this embodied divine human from one of these other timelines or parallel realities. So, for our lucky last activation, I think we'll probably be 10 minutes or so over, maybe 15. But let's drop on in and close down our eyes again for the last pass. Fourth activation of the evening in this beautiful layer of energy effect that I was guided into. So, closing down your eyes, connecting back into that heart space. Breathing in love. Breathing out gently. Breathing in peace. And breathing out gently. And breathing in acceptance. And breathing out gently. Commanding our expertise of our multidimensional mastery forth. Inviting our ancestral healing expertise and our elemental expertise and our divine human consciousness expertise that we're carrying from multi-incarnations, inviting the future self and the divine intelligence of source energy. So now let's drop down into the Earth Star Chakra, 30 centimeters below your feet. Just drop in and just allow yourself to feel into that ball of light. And I want you to spin it in a clockwise direction this time. So give it a spin, get it moving nice and swiftly. And then move up and do the same to your root. You're going to spin that chakra ball in a clockwise direction. And then up to your sacral, spinning it in a clockwise direction. Your solar plexus chakra, spin that in a clockwise direction. Into the heart, spinning that clockwise. Into the high heart, give it a spin, clockwise again. Up into the throat, spin that chakra clockwise. Into the causal at the back of the head, spinning it. Up into the third eye, spinning it. Into your crown, spinning that again. And allowing yourself to move outside the crown, spinning the first chakra above your head, the second, the third, the fourth, and then a fifth appeared to me, so spin that one too. So I've got all these beautiful spinning chakras from our Earth Star all the way up to our Ultraversal Gateway Chakra. And I want you to take a deep breath, because then we are going to collapse them all together in one ball of light at the chest. So deep breathing in. And then allowing them all to collapse into one ball of light. Shoo, shoo, shoo. sort of really amplified in the center of you, in the center of your chest. Allowing all of your chakras to be coming online as one. And just imagine now, from this perspective at your heart space, that your embodied, divine, human version of you, as the divine being that you are, fully embodied, activated in their gifts, operating as the true self, is standing in front of you. I'm looking at you. So notice how they look. Notice if they're bigger or smaller than you, if they may be having a different appearance, have a different style. Just notice if there's different energy to them. Notice how they appear, what you can maybe feel into or decipher from this. And then I want you to raise both of your hands in front of you, palms facing this beautiful embodied divine version of you. So holding up your palms at that version of you that you can imagine standing in front of you. And I want you to just receive. Receive more of this energy from your activated, embodied, divine, human template that you are sourcing and is alive and well in a parallel reality right now, because everything is happening simultaneously at the same time. So allow your hands to receive the frequencies and energy of this, of you as the divine human that you are. And just keep receiving. As you imagine this divine human version of you, the potential exists in the quantum field. And this is what you may be if you were able to hold the frequency of the true self. If you were in perfect flow of the divine intelligence. If you were in alignment, balanced, heart-centered. If you were in that space of all your existing dreams being realized and now living in dreams that you probably possibly couldn't have fathomed or imagined. This divine human version of you has all gifts activated, abilities online, extrasensory perception operating, multidimensional operating system optimized in a conscious way. Superhuman capabilities even. Telepathic, time travel, teleportation, shape-shifting, invisibility. All of these things that dreams, supposed dreams, can contain. Receive all of this through the palms of your energy of this embodied divine self and draw it into you now. Bring it into your being through the palms of your hands. And just breathe in as you can bring your hands to your heart now. I want you to just look at this divine being in front of you in all its glory. And give thanks for this future version of you for showing up throughout all of these activations. Infusing energy to bring you into awareness of who you truly are. So be grateful for the energy that was shared. Be grateful to this version of you for guiding your way in every activation in the session, and notice how you feel. And on the count of 3, we're going to invite this future divine self to step into our body vehicle. 1, 2, 3. So just imagine that divine self stepping into you, if it hasn't done already, merging into your being, anchoring into your body now. And I want you to imagine platinum, gold, and silver ribbons of light with also an emerald green energy coming in, flowing all around you, sealing this energy into this physical vessel now. And taking a breath as you allow the energy to settle. Again, coming into a moment of gratitude for everything that has shifted, recalibrated, changed, rearranged within you. Maybe gently tapping on your heart drive, tapping on this incredible technology, kind of like a computer where you can just tap in that area. And then also tapping around your temples of your head, just around the sides of your head, a temporal tap. Also just intending for the neural pathways to be completely reconfigured there and rewired with all of this. And then when you're ready, gently opening your eyes, taking a sip of water, and slowly coming back. So, as I mentioned, I wasn't necessarily expecting a whole flurry of activations to come through for the session tonight. I thought we might do one or two, but anyway, it was full on and I had to follow the energy. And so I know that it will be very potent and very powerful, as is usually always the way. So for aftercare, please drink lots of water over the next 24 to 48 hours. Get some good rest. Maybe if you can get out into nature, that would be amazing. Even just a little bit of sun on the skin if you happen to be in a space to be able to do that. And just see how you go. It can take a while for the energetics to optimize and be, sometimes felt in your reality. Other times it's instantaneous. It really depends on where you're at individually. And so if there's any questions that anybody has, feel free to pop them into the chat now. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed this, so thanks so much for being here. If you enjoyed it and you're new to my work, there's other ways that you can engage. And I have a membership that is online. That's a great way to regularly tap into this kind of stuff, and it's also quite economical as well. I've got a really powerful, game-changing, high-level one-to-one coaching program. That's my signature 12-week if anyone wants to go deep with me. I also do energy upgrade online journeys periodically. They're all different prices and links and all sorts of stuff. It really depends on what's channeled through. Always super fun though. And I do retreats every now and then, and my book's available on Audible and Amazon, and I have beautiful signed copies from my website from me as well. So I hope you enjoyed this evening, and oh, beautiful. Thanks, Tara. I love that. I'm sure you are meant to be here. Everyone's usually drawn into the right energetics. So I was hoping to do a bit more teaching and a bit more media around it, but there was so much activation that I had to let that be on the stage instead. But yeah, keep in touch. It was so wonderful to have you. I will be sending out a follow-up tomorrow with the replay. I need to host it on my website just because it gets automatically deleted off Zoom because I do so many sessions. So I'll probably pop it onto my membership. There's a free option for the membership, so you'll be able to access it there and it'll be there forever, and then you can always just dip in there if you need it. So I think that's probably the best way for me to do it. So look out for that. There'll be some really easy instructions as to how to get in there, and if you want to do a replay and come back to those energy activations at any time. And I'll also be always putting all my other free activations in there as well that I do in different bits and pieces. So it's kind of a good place for it to live. So thank you guys all for joining me. Great for you to be here, and thanks to everyone on the replay, always super powerful as well. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I wish you all a absolutely fantastic March. I've got actually the online equinox. If you want a little injection for the equinox, I'm doing an online session on the 21st at I think 7:30 p.m. as well. So yeah, check that out. I'll put the link in the follow-up. But yeah, thank you. This was pretty powerful. So take care of yourselves, and yeah, have a wonderful, wonderful, game-changing March, because this is what it's all about, harnessing this energy. So loads of love. See you all soon. Ciao for now.